Right, I'm just trying to fed on some information, right? You have, when you look at missing person, you have the most people, not here, they don't think about it, but the most people know, especially in England and the United States, they know there's something called sex traffic, child pornography. You are lured into, if you come from Thailand, Africa, East Bloc, you might be offered a job as a waitress, childcare, teacher, model, and you end up being sex trafficked, right? You end up in a massage clinic or on the street, probably hooked on drugs so they can control you, right? Happens all the time, right? Then you have what you could call the lone wolf, which is not in this perspective, it's not political, it's the person that acts on its own. It's the sort of serial killer, or you got a case, Natasha Campos, which I was part of being solving. You got the Belgium case of the Troy case, where he kidnapped more kids. That's a sort of lonely thing. He might have some networking, but it's a small network. And then you have like the neighbor abduction and kill, like pedophilia attack, even sometimes accidentally, where the child is abused and start to scream, and then and so on. Also, you have like the rapist, and the girl fights and scream, and the criminal in sort of panic kills her. But another thing is, I noticed that we didn't talk about, is the recruiting in, for example, let's say the Cold War, that both come for the United States and also for Russia and UK, but you also have recruiting in ways of terrorism, right? Former the IRA, or you could say other things as Rote Fraktion or PLO, where you know that probably no intelligence would actually want to spend their life in this kind of field, right? So what I'm suggesting is that maybe I'm sounding like some kind of conspiracy against this kind of intelligence operation, but it could be that there are some people, we know it from the Cold War, that actually are hijacked to do reprogramming, a sort of, what you known to be brainwash, known to be like mostly known in sects like Scientology, Christian sects, where you simply you weep out the person's past, right? And then you reprogram to do something. Another important thing is that most common, I would say, is that a person is on a visit in another country, tourist, work stay, something. And sometimes you have an accident. Let's say you study in Copenhagen and you drive your bike and you get casualty. You run into an accident and you can't speak. After that, you are alive, but you're lame, right? Or you get knocked down by a criminal. You are out dancing at night, you get attacked by a criminal, you are found later, have no words. You're maybe even acting crazy, especially if women that has been raped can act very aggressively because they've been attacked on their most vulnerable, so basically you might also consider that some of the missing person has been ending up in a hospital unit without a name. Meaning, I even know some people that I think could be that. Let's say a person is traveling to Greece or traveling in Copenhagen, accidentally or crime occur, and they lose their language, their memory. For example, I have a brain injury. From what I know is and there you are. Actually, there is an institution in Ribe, right? I've seen like 3 foreign girls in wheelchair. They could be sisters, and another girl that I think could be victims of. The 3 girls could be victims of a sort of maybe murder and traffic accident. The other girl could be a victim of Israel Keys. Israel Keys was in Ribe in the 80s, right? And I think she was too. There is a couple of boys, actually they're grown-up men, right? Called the FBI Missing Jersey Boys. And they were handicapped when they became missing, which is really strange, right? Because, I mean, who actually hijack handicapped people? But apparently some do. In the institution in Ribe, I know that because I was in one institution wrongly. The police fucked up in a kidnapping German Dennis case. They fucked up many times down there, right? So basically, these two boys from Jersey, FBI missing, these two boys are maybe there because one of the staff members is from Germany and her husband or boyfriend is United States, meaning that the staff member has a direct link to United States, her husband, right? And who are they? They lived in Germany sometime, moved back. They actually lived next by me when I was in the garden house. I was living 2 years in a garden house without water, right? And they were living next by, not permanently. They had been living there, but they were moved, right? It was a very hostile environment. So basically, surrounded by hostile people with no indoor water, it actually came doing free garden work, paying overpriced electrics. Almost ruined me, those electrics, right? So basically, who the fuck would do that? Right? Is it a town where you can't find the housing? Yes, it is. They have like social housing occupied by criminals, the same in Esbjerg, right? So the two boys, they're missing from United States. Then I call from my garden house to the institution and say, do you know that there's actually a case of two missing FBI handicapped boys? They look like the boys you have in your institution. And you know what? I have seen them being violated. Well, the staff members say, we don't know anything about that. We don't believe that. I mean, we don't have any missing person here. And you know what I think? I think they have nothing else. It might be a place of a sort of independent piracy, whatever, stored away, you know. We don't want any trouble. And I know for sure I lost royalty in Ireland. I have trouble with the U2, copy or copy not, Gary Adams and stuff. I have trouble in the United States, the Weinstein, the Epsteins, United States film. I have trouble in Denmark, royalty on design, patents, magazine, linking to George in the United States magazine, right? I have really trouble because I earned a lot of money, right? Could it be the same for some of these people? Insurance problems, ID theft, wire scam, somebody's using my American Express. I mean, how much is it worth? Denmark, for example, if I lose my cards, my ID, would it be interesting for, who knows, God knows what, right? Would it be interesting for some runaway person? Would it be that the missing handicapped boys is a free ticket home? Meaning, they are violated really tough and they violate people down this town, right? So if they get killed by accident, you know, or just by long-term torment, right? Then they will have an ID. And who would be interested in an ID that belongs to the United States? Oh, somebody on the run. Fugitives. Ah, there we go. And then if I look at the people I know, they're linked to terrorism, plaguing abandoned in Copenhagen. I had a fight there against them. They're linked to entertainment assault, abuse, right? Narrow network that don't like me, okay? My family don't like me because we don't know each other that well, you know? So basically, who am I? Could I be Anna Beaumont? Am I from United States, stationed in Germany? Am I from Australia? Another case. Am I from Ireland? England? I mean, Who want to hurt me so much they would take my boy from 2012, born in 9, who would take all my money, attack me on my address, so the visitor from United States and NATO got hurt? I mean, is it the copy market? Is it terrorism? Is it legalized crimes as agency? Or it's just accidentally, oh, we didn't know who she was, you know?